My name is Day9, and I'm going to draft for a short stream this fine afternoon. A couple changes incoming. Normally, I was doing short afternoon streams, 4 to 7 on Thursday, but I realized two things. First of all, easier for the European folks for me to start streaming earlier. But I feel like more importantly, it's way more sensible to have all my streams start at the same time as opposed to having them end at the same time. You know what I mean? So we're gonna do some drafts. We're gonna do some drafts of something. There's the Zendikar drafts. There's the core set drafts. You know, what's the difference between Premier and traditional? All right, Premier's with humans. That's right. Well, we're gonna do this. We're gonna dump some of our gold into this. Hop on into it. Upcoming tomorrow, Bloons TD6 Tuesday kicks off Kaldheim week with the Kaldheim card review and then Kaldheim action all the rest of the week. Kaldheim. The only asterisk is what's going to be happening on Wednesday. It's unclear if there's going to be a pre-release event. There has been before. We don't know 100% if there will be, but we're keeping our little fingers crossed. Keeping our fingers crossed. And of course, Call of the Sea on Monday. Premier's best of one, but it's with players. Oh yeah, and that's what we love. W.D. Harris Jr. W.D. Harris Jr. We're wrapping at 4 today. It's 1:10, so just, you know, a little quick 3-hour stream. I got some recordings I have to do this afternoon for work. For work. Alright, I don't know why I'm, like, filling time. Let's do it. Oh, Harris knew that? That's terrific. Oh my god, Mist Men just kicked off our streaming with a wonderful raid. How was your stream, Mist Men? How has your fine Thursday been going? Welcome all Mist Miniatures. I don't know what your community name is, but there you have it. Is my sleepy little dog hanging out there? Guys, we have Cecilia sleeping behind us. Things are great. I'm still thinking about Hitman 3, man. That is the funniest game. That is the funniest game. My god. Jim Parham says, the YouTube VODs helped get me through a rough semester last year, so I'm glad I can finally catch a stream. Hey, Case and Boo Boo. Got so goofy. I've never played a better comedy game than Hitman. Truly my favorite comedy game of all time. All right, let's lean the chair back a little bit. I'm ready. Are you ready? I'm ready, Freddy. Ooh. How does this format even work? All right, Vine Gecko. Vine Gecko I like a lot. Malakir Rebirth is pretty good. Emeria Captain often winds up being a 3/3 flyer, which is good. I kind of want to take this because I've been loving the jank. So I think Kicker jank feels really, really good. So why don't we? Let's go ahead and mark this one. See what else is in the pack. Kind of re-jog our memories as we haven't been Zendikar drafting nearly as much. Oh, yes, the Ghastly Gloom Hunter. I was quite a fan of this. Expedition Diviner, I think I overvalued a ton. And I still will overvalue a ton. All right, there it is. So we have pickied a kickied. And we have a Roost of Drakes. I mean, I think this is the best card in draft, so... so we will be picking that one. I don't see anything else that's particularly amazing elsewhere. I like Skyclave Sentinel if I have the juice for it. Deadly Alliance is obviously quite good. Let's get our Woost of Drakes. Drakes. Well, alright, let's get this one, huh? Marasa Sproutling, I think, is really good. We're going all in on the kicking, baby. All in on the kicking. Sarah Angelis says, bless you. Thank you. I was a little sneezy boy. We don't have any other kickers. You know what? Here's the thing. Let's just do some fun drafts today. You know what I mean? Let's not try to be some sophisticated fucking nerd. Oh, I do like Glacial Grasp a lot. It seems like a great card delay card. Skyclave Plunder is a bizarre thing. I value this card quite highly. And this is Zendikar. I always feel like there's 1 billion of them. We don't necessarily have to be green. We would like to be blue because this card is stupidly good. And we have Skyclave Relic. And we have, like, only kickers. Are there any kicker cards here? I mean, I think I'm going to get the Glacier. I'm Saber since my computer blue screen yesterday, so I'm stuck on mobile, but I got to watch your Hitman playthrough. So hilarious. Oh my god, it's the best game. Dude, Hitman 1, 2, and 3, I mean, that's one of the greatest trilogies that has ever been released in gaming fucking ever. Like, oh my god, talk about knowing exactly what kind of game you are. Because the thing is that, let's think about TV shows. I know a lot of people love these long-form story arc shows like a Breaking Bad, which is a perfectly good, you know, TV show. Or Game of Thrones before it, pulled the Game of Thrones and shit the bed. You know, obviously a lot of people liked that one. That's fine. But there's something to be said about a procedural feel. You know what I mean? Like the show Leverage, where every single episode is a new heist that they're trying to pull off. It's Ocean's 11 in 45-minute chunks. You know, and each show is basically just the same sort of thing. I mean, that's Hitman. Hitman is like gameplay as a police procedural. Oh, I suppose reverse police procedural. Are any of these cards good? Practice Tic Tacs? I'm picking this because I haven't been paying attention. I mean, this one is not good. I think I'm going to get the Zendikar because I think spare supplies will come in high supplies. That's a great one. This is a great one. Ooh, shit. I really like Vastwood Fortification, but I think for our stupid ass deck, we're going to want a lot of Joraga Visionaries. There's a Kazandu Nectar Pot. I think I'll pick one up now. Again, I like Glacial Grasp. Is this... Alright, we're sort of hard committing to our kicker build. Aggressively looking for things that say kicker on it. Nothing cheap, nothing good. I don't know, Canopy Baloth is whatever. Wow, the Expedition Skulker Wield? Huh. I mean, we don't have any wizards. I'm going to get the spare supplies because I, like, don't really know what my deck is about. Well, isn't that just a blessing? Look at this Saloon Division. Thank you very much. Welcome to the party. Scale the Heights is terrific, huh? Draw a card, gain a life, play a land. Although, Tadru's Snarecaster, I think, is quite excellent. Like, we have Skyclave Relics. We're going to need to set up for the big juicies later on. I might run this because my deck is kind of falling apart already. Oh shit, there's them all, the Skyclaves. That one's very good. Skyclave Sentinel, you know, it's pretty tight. Might of Marasa, a little less tight. I think it's going to be the Tazim Royal Mage. Because this lets me get instants and sorceries back. I'm going to assume the Skyclave Sentinel will wheel. Oh my god, it's Yasharn! Oh my god, it's Yasharn. Dude, Gnarlid Colony. I actually kinda like. Kinda like the Gnarlid Colony. Ooh, but wait, we have Reclaim the Waste here, huh? Or should we just go for the Yasharn, man? I think our deck... I think we're not doing stuff that's stupid enough, huh? We should be splashing for other colors. Let's get the Yasharn in here, man. Doesn't it feel better to just be a little stupid? Dude, I mean, come on. I'm like getting different ways to get lands, you know? Playing more lands? Alright, what's this? That one doesn't actually help us particularly much. Is there anything else good for us? This pack is... I think this pack is terrible. I'm just going to get the kicker card. Let's see. Is there anything kickerful that's going on? Create an insect for each +1/+1 counter you've put on creatures under your control. Yeah, spare supplies is absolutely jank glue for... I mean, like, here's the thing. We don't really have any win conditions right now. We have some ramp, and we have some fun stuff. We have a roost of drakes. I'm just going to go for another glacial grasp and just be annoying as hell. We are huge and annoying. That's us. Okay, so this is the Merfolk Falconer. I think that this is a perfectly strong and acceptable one. I like Cunning Geyser Mage a lot, but this is kind of what we want. It's a 4/4 flyer with potential upside. Sage Renus says, just said my final goodbyes to my grandfather. Glad to have distraction to close out the night. Thanks for all you do. Oh my god, we are, oh fuck yeah. We are going through a hard time as a species right now. And it's, I gotta say, it's real weird to have the pain along with the happiness, you know what I mean? But we're happy to have you here. We hope that we can provide a little bit of solace in the terrible times. We're gonna get to scale the heights for sure. Anti-cognition, maybe, huh? I think this is good. We're sort of lacking on the low-end reasonable things. I doubt we're going to be running this one. Territorial Scythe Cat is perfectly good. You know, I'm actually going to get the Marauser Brute. I don't think I want the Canopy Baloth. I think I just want, like, a little bit more sturdiness there. Let's get a second spare supplies. We'll probably not run it, but I figure why the hell not. 2 cards I'm not going to run. I kind of wish I'd gotten that Skyclave. Sentinel or whatever its name is. Katarde says, hey, did I never use an Instapot? The thing is unreal. I don't even know what that is. I know what a Nectar Pot is, but I don't know what an Instapot is. Huh. What? I mean, here's a Risen Riptide, which is kind of what we want. How many kickers do we have? We have 1 kicker, 2 kicker, 3, 4, 5, 5. Well, we're getting Crablar. Huh? God, I have a second Roost of Drakes. Oh, I really wanted this. Alright, so we're all in on kicking, huh? I mean, we're a Roost of Drakes deck. We have a lot of cruft that we're going to need to trim out. I mean, we need kicker. I think Roost of Drakes is like the best card in draft, like by far. You know, weirdly, I actually think I want the Gnarlid more than I want the Vine Gecko. We just want kickers, huh? Spell Shield is it. Probably the Scale of the Heights don't need to be here anymore. Yeah, I mean, I think I'm ditching this Yasharn idea. Keeping the Skyclave Relic, because that's fucking funny. That Vine Gecko sign. I truly think I did need the Gnarlid Colony because, like, dude, we have Risen Riptide and 2 Roost of Drakes. Are you kidding me? Like, what? Blade GL says, how would you feel about pay $60 or similar amount to get all the cards of a set of experience for Magic? I'd like it. You have a kicker, huh? You know? As neat as that may be. Jesus, it is a 3-2. I kind of want this other Risen Riptide, but I think I need to get the Tajuru Paragon because I'm more aggro than I think. And I think the probability of us getting another Risen Riptide is high, but I want to get the Skyclave Sentinel because I think it's better than more Risen Riptides. And I also think that I have another Risen Riptide coming in the next one. How am I this lucky? How am I this lucky? How am I this lucky? I have a Lull Mage's Familiar or a Cunning Geyser Mage? Dude, I'm going to take the Lull Mage's Familiar. Are you kidding me? This is ridiculous. Like, what happened? What happened in this pack? There's my second Risen Riptide. Dude, I had a read on the soul of the cards. Holy shit, another Skyclave Sentinel. We have the best deck in the universe. This is incredible. So, let's see how many 2-drops that we actually want. Yeah, that's the one that we wanted. That's good. Mr. Prodigious gifted us 5, staying alive for 105 months in a row. 105 months in a row. Damn, you legend. Yeah, okay, so let's talk a little bit about this question that I thought was really, really interesting. And let me just briefly move over the Silundi vision. Perfect. So, the question for Blade GL was about how would I feel about paying a $60 similar amount and get all the cards of a set for a Magic experience. That is a very interesting question. And I think the broad statement that I'd make is I am really, 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 really interested in which business model fits into which product properly. Because, like, there is $60, you get the game. Done. There is $60, you get the game, and then DLCs come out, and it's like $10 per DLC. There's also subscriptions. You play World of Warcraft, you got to pay $12 a month or whatever it is, $15 a month. There's obviously the gacha style mechanics. Well, does everyone know the difference between gacha and loot box? Because I'm not even sure I 100% do. Loot box is a pack, right? Like, you open up a pack, you don't know what's in it. It could be anything. Sorry, that's a loot box. Again, you get the thing and you don't know what you're going to get. Gacha, G-A-C-H-A, implies the idea of being able to make use of the stuff that you already have, where there are duplicates, to be able to form back into stuff. So, you know, a game where you open a pack and there's 5 dragons in it, and sometimes you get a dragon that you want, but the dragons that you don't need, you then take those and you feed them to your other dragons to power them up. But broadly speaking, gacha is just a Japanese word, or a Japanese term. So it's a little bit muddied as far as I think anyone's concerned, but there's some story time for you. And I think that I can make sense out of the idea of gacha games. Dithanos says, really? I thought gacha came from Korean. I could be wrong, Dithanos. Let's actually double check. Let's double check it. And I think broadly my statement is, and by the way, we're going to talk about this for 3 minutes, and then we're going to build ourselves a deck. And I keep looking over at the deck because I keep having shifting opinions. Yeah. Gacha. From Gachapon. I did have it right. It was Japanese. Yeah, Gachapon was this vending machine toy in Japan where you'd get a thing and you'd open it up and, ooh, what is it going to be? So here's the thing. Like, I've talked about this before. I have my opinion on any way in which a consumer pays money to a company. For me, it's about doing it the appropriate way for whatever the product is. I don't have any necessarily fundamental issue with the idea of I open a loot box and there's a random set of things. The reason I have this opinion, let's actually dig into the loot box one, because I think that's the most controversial, even though what I'm about to say is not very controversial, is I have long been fascinated in collectors and collections and the idea of building a collection. I'm not talking about a game at all. I'm talking about I want to have every single original Sega Saturn game and have a complete Sega Saturn collection. Oh, there's the Pop Dolls. I want to have all the Pop Dolls for each of the Magic the Gathering Planeswalkers. I think collecting is fun as a form of progression. And when I look at something like a card game, I grew up being the kid that would get a couple packs, open up, look at what he had, and try to assemble a deck with that. And I liked that experience of slowly growing in my tool set, working towards completion. I do, here's where my little asterisk comes in, where I have a little bit of undecidedness, in my opinion. With a game like Magic the Gathering, for instance, I feel like there are sort of two games going on. One is the building up and using the best tools that you have available from your packs to make the best deck that you can, and the puzzle is how do you use your tools to climb the ladder. The second game is how do you play Standard properly, and what are the best builds and techniques and things to use in order to win the game. And these feel like kind of different gameplay experiences. I know that both are fun because you see me on air doing the second one where I'm just trying to play Standard and Historic, and sometimes I try wacky ideas, but a lot of times I'm trying to learn the meta. I'm playing all pretty much exclusively ranked games, learning what the best archetypes are, because I'd like that experience of improvement. But I have many games and many experiences in which I grew up with this piecemeal, handed out set of tools. And so, when it comes to Magic the Gathering, for instance, they went from releasing 4 sets a year, like, you know, the core set and then the 3 other sets, such as Call Time coming up next, which I'm very excited about. And then there are things like Amonkhet Remastered, where I played some of the drafts, but I really didn't even have mental time to think about participating in buying it. Which is different from, I looked at it and said, any evaluation about the purchasing. I'm just talking about, like, as a human being who's so focused on Standard, I don't quite have enough time to even, like, think about that. So I don't even get to, like, tap into this sort of thing. And so, you know, the question of, like, wanting to participate, wanting to experience drafts, to experience Historic, wanting to experience a side of the game, I understand how people have issues and concerns with, man, the price tag is actually both challenging to keep up with, but it is also so much new change and flux and shifting going on, it's hard for me to keep up mentally with. And so, this is what comes to Blade GL's statement about, like, hey, what if you just paid $60 and you got all the cards? I don't know, like, is my simple answer. I think that's an interesting thing that would require a lot of thinking about, and obviously, if everyone had access to all the cards, they would get to have this fun, you're playing the meta thing. But what about that experience of progression and growth and, like, building a collection that I literally have experienced and had fun doing? And I don't know. How compelling of a speaker am I to conclude a story and a history and a build-up and a weighing of options with I don't fucking know. But I think that if I were, say, working at Wizards and I were a product designer and I were thinking about something like this, I have heard of other games doing something like there is a tournament mode, and the tournament mode has fixed pieces in it. And you pay some small entry to participate in the next 6 weeks tournament mode or something like this. And you just get all the cards of tournament mode, and that's it. And they have a separate mode, which is more of like the PvE experience, which has, you know, a lot of progression, a lot of buying of loot boxes that give you different tools as you're trying to build up to, like, go to battle and yada 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 yada. So, and I actually think that a substantial amount of friction that people feel in Magic comes from different people enjoying different parts in different ways, and those edges rub up against each other. I like playing, well, I should say not present tense, but when I was younger, I played a lot of Diablo 2, and I really loved playing Diablo 2 and getting different sets of tools as I played the game to progress through. As a child, I enjoyed getting different cards from the packs when my mom would take me to the comic book shop and using those to build 90 card decks, because when I was a kid, for some reason, I decided that 90 was the correct amount. 45 land, 45 spells. Fuck off, you leave young Sean alone. And then there's a lot of people that want to play in Standard. They watch the esports side of things, and they're like, that deck's cool, I want to play that, and it feels prohibitive to be able to get into there. So I think that there's like there's a little friction thing there, and I don't know. I think that it would be interesting to me if there were almost a completely rethought player experience, and the reason it's easy for me to think about that is I ain't paying anyone's salary. If I make a mistake and there's no business that's going to crash and ruin shit for people, and there's obviously a shitload of stuff that works in Magic. Like, I'm playing this right now. And I have more to say about it. It's one of my favorite topics to talk and to think about, the idea of how the business and payment model intersects with the gameplay in a reasonable way. Let's build this stupid-ass deck. Now, the way that I'm going to build this deck is I'm going to cut everything that I'm not 100% positive about. I'll probably want some combination of Zendikons and Canopy Baloths. In particular, this Zendikon has reach, which seems incredibly important. But let's take a look at... I'll probably run one of these, but I'll cut them both for now. I don't know if I'm going to run both of these. Definitely running the Risen Riptides. Definitely... actually, I'm probably running the Marasa Brute, but I'm going to cut it for now. The Sproutling, definitely running. Scythecat, definitely. And this is actually more of a 7-coster, so we'll place that up at our high end. Anticognition, yes, definitely. I think definitely, because they're kickers. Definitely. Probably not. Okay. Well, that shit built itself, didn't it? Walrus on the Wall says, how's the day been, Dane? Walrus on the Wall, I'm having an unbelievable day. We're doing the very first of our new schedule, which is Thursdays starting at 1 instead of starting at 4, and I'm really excited about that. I think I have a lot of creatures. Okay, let's take a peek through this. So, Roost of Drakes is secretly a creature spell, so I actually have a lot of creatures. I'm going to put on my kickery-dickery-doos. This is the one that I'm a little on. Am I going to run Cherix? I mean, this thing seems fucking ridiculously good. You know, I think I'm actually going to put in Mrs. Zendikon. I kind of am thinking maybe 2 Zendikons, so I have enough flying blockers. No, I think just the one. I think I can go to 17. I think this is actually okay. Do I have any reasonable card draw with this? I think I actually do want that Glacial Grasp in. I think the longer the game goes on, the more powerful I become. And I think I'm just going to ship it. Is there a way to sort this? Can I, like, redo this? Joe says, is the Saloon Division worth it? Yeah. Oh, yeah. These are fucking out of control good. These flip lands. 6 is a lot. And we have, let's see, we have an instant here. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we have 5 of these. So if you look at the top 6 cards of a 40-card deck, We can actually, like, do the math right now. You have a 40-card deck. You're going to draw 7 cards. That's 33 cards. By the time it is turn 3, I will have drawn 3 cards. So there's 30 cards left in the deck. What is the probability that the 6 cards that are at the top of the deck are not an instant or sorcery when there's 5 instants or sorceries? Can I... So, for any of you who've never done this kind of math before, what's the probability that the first card is not an instance or sorcery? It's 25 divided by 30, right? So there's an 83% chance card that the first one is not. So that's the probability of the first card. So multiply this by the next card also not being an instant or a sorcery, which is you've already looked at the first cards. There's 29 cards left in the deck, 24 of which are not instants or sorceries. Oops, 24. I accidentally hit a button that I don't mean to be. 25. 25 divided by 30 times 24 divided by. Oh, I see. It resolved it. That's what happened. Divided by 29. Okay, so we've done that. Multiply this by 23 divided by 28 times 22 divided by 27 times... And I'm actually going to do this because I'm curious. We did 22 divided by 27, so now it's time to do 21 divided by 26 times 20 divided by 25. I did that right. I did the 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20. So that's 6, right? So that's a 30% chance that there is not an instant or sorcery there. So there's a 71% chance. Did I actually do this correctly? Let's just double check. Here, I'll do it the faster way. 20 times 21 times 22 times 23 times 24 times 25. Divided by 25 times, divided by 26, divided by 27, divided by 28, divided by 29, divided by 30. Yeah, I did it correctly. So yeah, 71% chance. And the funny thing is, if, let's say, I have 3 of them in my hand, like I have 3 instants in my hand, I just play the Selindi Vision as a land. So... And so I've left out a substantial amount of the math, which is like, hey, what if you have 1 and it's turn 6 and all this, and how do you account for all of those probabilities? And the answer is, I'll do the extreme cases and make sure that I am comfortable in both, and I am. And the reason I said there is a fast way is you basically, instead of going, what's the probability of the first card, 29 or 25 over 30? And the next card, 24 over 29. You can actually rearrange the terms and do all the multiplications in the numerator divided by all the multiplications in the denominator. So don't you ever question me again. And long story short, these modal dual face cards are amazing in draft because if you see a situation to use them for their front face, you use them. But if you're worried about the front face not being that value, you just flip them as land. This is getting a kick out of it. And we'll put the Skyclave Relic right here, huh? Siege Rabbit says, I'm teaching probability to my geometry classes right now, and that made me happy, man. I love probability. Because probability is combinatorics with denominators, and I love combinatorics. This is actually a great curve out. And actually useful math. Yeah, man. Once you understand the combinatorial definition of the factorial, you start to go, oh, shit. You know, I think I just have to do this. Trade, play the Lull Mage's Familiar, play the Merfolk Falconer. EK Hawkman says, yeah, the spells that... You fucking what? That's actually just fine. We're sending in the Squid. We're playing the Little Mage's Familiar. We'll take some damage in the air, but that's okay, because we are rapidly on pace for playing this and starting to get some healies out of the Little Mage's Familiar. What was the... There was something that I was actually going to begin to say. Oh, yeah, EK Hawkman says, yeah, wouldn't it be nice to, like, fix some of the issues that go on with Magic by having the ability to play it as a land or use the spell? Well, interestingly, there are some card games that have done this, where you have only spells in your hand, and you can choose if you want to play something. How do I want to actually do this? Do I take the damage here? So I would go down. I'm going to accept this damage, man. So I'll kick this. We gain life. You get to scry 2. And this is... Reveal. You may put a card that shows creature type. Okay, so we don't want those. A Royal Mage, which is good. See, like, if I did this, I think this is actually really good. I mean, we have the potential of, like, going down to 2. Or maybe we just threw because our opponent is building a shitload of momentum on the Cliffhaven Sellsword. Alright. Well, I obviously trade the Tajuru Paragon here. Alright. Computation was excellent, you know what I'm saying? Alright, so I need to leave that one back. Ooh, I messed that one up. Welcome to the party, my friend. Whoopsie daisies. I nearly counted it correctly. I nearly did it correctly. Yeah, there are games that have existed where... Oh, not a chance, huh? So this exchange is here. That exchange is there, yeah. There are games that have existed that say you only have spells and you can choose to play it as a land instead. And the problem that a lot of those card games wound up having... Sick. Problem that a lot of those card games wound up having is that you were able to just curve out every single time. If I swing out, if my opponent chooses to block this and nothing else, then we get in for 5 and there's only this 3/3 left available. We have 2 flyers. If my opponent doesn't block this, and say blocks here, then my opponent also has to block on the ground. So this is the best exchange they can hope for, which is very good for me. Yeah, but a lot of those games where you just could play land, or excuse me, play the spell, or play the spell as a resource, as a land, it was just curve out fest. The fact that there's some constant plan changing that happens in a card game, I think is really, really important. And obviously, I'm not tied to the land system itself, because obviously I played a bunch of Hearthstone. Hearthstone has just a linear mana growth system. Avoids any sort of mana screw, which many people fucking hate. Yeah, great. I win. Woohoo! So that's something that's kind of interesting about the modal double-faced cards, is that, like, yeah, they help a lot, but I think if Magic was nothing but modal double-faced cards, you actually wind up with a little bit of some pickles. I would rather say you could consider recreating a game from the ground up that actually had this sort of property, and it would require some thoughts. Character Select Show says, I have a question. Previous stream, you mentioned that playing Standard at the end of a cycle is garbage. Can you explain why? Yes. So, is this good enough? I actually think it is. Yeah, it's that people have spent 3 months optimizing the shit out of the meta. And also, there's not really any incentive to continue to optimize because often there's no more tournaments running. So there's a real feeling of stagnancy, and because it's so optimized, people have maybe not gone to the 100% best deck, but they have like 95% of the way there. So when I want to come up with like a good, cool, fun, interesting off-meta idea, I will get smited by the other nerds on the internet. And I don't like that. I don't like getting up. Incredible value. Asmondice says, what's up with Nightbot banning certain words? Is that new? Yeah. Well, it's maybe a year and a half old. I have found in my life that, for whatever reason, there are certain things that people do that, like, it just irritates me a shitload. Like, inexorably irritates me. And so sometimes there are ways to speak and communicate to someone, to have a dialogue with the community where I say, hey, this really bothers me, and that's the way to handle it. Reactionary. Other things I tend to be proactive about. So, for instance, a lot of times there's people that will come in and be very spammy when just in Twitch chat in general. They'll spam emotes like crazy. You know, again, it's kind of, I compare it to the being at the sports bar in the middle of the Super Bowl where everyone's drinking and yelling and they're emotionally invested, right? None of these people are evil. They're just having a good time. I'm not interested in that sort of relationship or experience with my audience, so I have sub mode on. Eliminates a lot of spamming. Has a side effect of eliminating people who just want to come in and say some sort of racist, homophobic garbage. Just sort of like, you know, trivially handles that case. I can't believe I actually found a card. I was just expecting that I had made some flyers for free, but that'll do, pig. That'll do. Minor Rosses. Okay. And so punt. I just find it annoying. When people are screaming and shouting punt like crazy. It just annoys me. It just grates on me, man. Because for some reason, like, I've seen a lot of people use punt. Because, I mean, like, okay, when I hear the word punt, what is it that I think? Might of Marasa is... Ugh. I kind of really want to kick this. This would be amazing. A lot of people use punt just like conversationally, like, oh yeah, no, I accidentally punted that game, but, you know, whatever. And that's how they speak. I'm swinging it. I'm just going to go in the air like I just don't care. I need to get this off the board. I've seen people use that conversationally. Like, oh, yeah, nah, I fucked up. I punted. But for me, it feels a little... you know what I mean? I'm just going to play this. I know that I have an anti-cognition up, but I would much rather start generating more flyers. But yeah, that sort of thing to it, I don't like that. Smite the monsters. Bring it on, friendo. Ow! Oh! Oh my god! Oh my god! I know, I do. I have two of them. It's surprising even to me. We also have Nissa's Zendikar haste to smash in, so... I want to do this because I want Pitchnas to pay the mana. Amazing. Punt, for me personally, and again, I know a lot of people use that word conversationally. You know, I've heard a lot of pros be like, oh, no, I was playing good, but then I, like, punted on, you know, like, turn 12. I, like, completely screwed up, you know. Like, if I messed up something, I would say, you know, I screwed that up. That was my bad. So I have no way... What? Sure. I mean, I'll accept it gladly. So here's actually what I'm going to do. I'm going to Nissa Zendikar on the island and swing in, because this is lethal. So this has to chump, and I think that that's better to remove than it is to just swell up. But anyways, I don't know, like, the word punt for me feels like, ha ha ha, you made a mistake and you're dumb and you're bad. I don't know, it really grates on me. So, because so many people use it in that non-shitty way, they just mean it, oh yeah, oh damn, oh punt, you messed up. I have the bot automatically just delete the word when it comes up and give like a 5-second timeout to someone. With the bot immediately posting the explanation. Aldixa says, on February 1st, I'm finally going to live by myself after living with my parents for my whole life. I'm effing scared, but day after day I'm feeling really excited. Oh, it's going to be so great. It's going to be so great, Aldixa. Like, listen, my mom's great, but holy shit, not living with my mom fucking kicked ass, man. Woo! And, you know, so I remember, like, a few years back, I went back to Kansas for Christmas. This must have been a long time ago, because my mom lives in California now. But, like, maybe 6 years ago or so, I was heading home for Christmas. And it was, like, 3 p.m., and I had not been awake very long. And I said, Mom, I'm going to go get something to eat. And she went, well, don't. We're eating at 6. And I was like, we're eating at 6? No, you're eating at 6. I'm an adult. I eat whenever the fuck I want, right? I was just like, God, like, I couldn't... Something about just like, okay, so we're eating at 6? Well, what do you expect me to do? Just, like, be hangry till 6? Here's the question. Do I want a territorial scythe cat? Or do I want to wait and play anti-cognition? I think I want to wait and play anti-cognition because Just Cause had no turn 2 play, which implies that there's something for 3 coming. And we are a long-term game plan, right? So, I think it's more effective to get the Roost of Drakes down early. And dude, when you live by yourself, you get to do whatever the fuck you want, man. You can do crazy shit. You can do like absolutely bonker dicks, bonker shits, man. You can do things like get up at 4 in the morning and put music on and dance while you clean. I mean, it's just from heaven. I'm gonna leave all of them back because, again, I think I win the long term. And so I think that the most effective thing for me to do is, if Just Cause plays a land, there's a 2-3 and a 2-3 coming in. I can trade with this, and I can double block with my Drakes, which is why I left this one back. Just Cause also appears to have missed a lando of the other color, so could have some other land. I would assume red, given that we're seeing some landfall shit, red or green. Only white. Okay. So I'm triple blocking here because there's enough up for a combat trick. This can currently only kill one thing. So I want to triple block to help guarantee that this dies, and there's no downside to triple blocking. Other than I might lose my Drakes, but that's fine. I'm on the defense. Yeah, like for me, for instance, I really like organizational things as decoration. So if I were like, did you become indestructible? All right, holy shit, I'm so sick. Did you see my read? Did you see my unreal weed? I mean, I'm just gonna play the cherries, man. This can trade with this. This just eats that. Like, if I were suddenly living alone for 6 months, maybe Brick goes on a sabbatical or whatever. I mean, like, I'll probably just put a whiteboard up on this wall, you know, You fucking what? Again, I think I'm winning in the long term. Royal Mage needs an extra mana for this. Okay. Alright, I'm gonna start to win the race. I'm gonna keep up the spell shield. Our decks, we have a nice little deck here. Yeah, dude, I would like... Oh, there's all sorts of things. Oh, there's all sorts of things I do. Lucas Moratore says, do you want to hear some good news about one of your favorite shows? Yes, Lucas Moratore. Lucas Moratore. Oh my god, well if it isn't Atium of Ruin. Atium of Ruin gifted us 10 subscriptions. Atium of Ruin is now gifted a total of 115. Atium, happy 2020. How are you, man? Tell me how the fuck you are! Lucas Moratore says Bridgerton has been renewed for Season 2. Oh, are you kidding me, Lucas Moratore? I knew the fuck out of that the second I woke up because I follow that account. And I don't even mean that, like, on Twitter, I have Bridgerton set to follow. Because, weirdly, I don't like following people that much. Because my Twitter feed's just weird. But I, like, check the Bridgerton Twitter account. That's what I mean by I follow it, okay? I'm insane. I'm an insane person. I saw that shit. Did I say happy 2020? No, I know I said that. Watch this. 1... See, I waited for the win to happen. Pretty symbolic, huh? We have a very nice little deck. Pack 3 was kind to us. Seared01 says, how come you don't stream Hearthstone anymore? Well, I have 2 answers for you, Seared. I used to have 1 answer. I'll give you the first answer, but the second answer may shock you, he said, clickbaiting someone who was already opting into viewing me. So first, I kind of had the feeling in Hearthstone like I had completed the multiplayer campaign. I found that because the classic cards did not rotate, after several years of playing, we still have turn 2 Wild Growth, turn 5 Nourish, and by the way, ignoring how things have been patched over time. You know, you still had Keeper of the Grove doing good stuff. Paladins are still summoning a lot of 1/1s. And I felt a little bit like there was too much similarity from set to set because those little babies were so good. There's no pressure right here. I don't feel obligated to play the Gnarlid Colony. My preference would be to play the Risen Riptide and then begin trying to kick to get some swings in. Oh, shoot shit. Uh-oh. Ugh. So I'm actually now quite concerned. Do I Skyclave right now? I think this is my best chance of winning it. I'm really worried about the Marauding Blight Priest. So that's my first answer. I feel like I completed the multiplayer campaign, and I was just like, you know, I kind of feel like I'm doing the same stuff. Time in, time again. Alright, I did set myself up properly. My second answer, which is something that I've just been thinking about in the last month and a half. Alright. I'll come back to this in a second. My second answer is the last 2 years were very emotionally stressful for me, and I just did comfort actions, which basically means I just kept playing Magic, kept playing Dota, stuck to a very narrow set of things that I was pretty sure I would enjoy. And I really did not do any of the new stuff. So I know that many of my friends who played a lot of Hearthstone have transitioned to Hearthstone Battlegrounds. Like, Savitz thinks it's great and plays the fuck out of it. Brian Kibler actually doesn't just play a shitload of Battlegrounds on stream. When I've done Magic events with Brian, a lot of times I'll get up, you know, if call time is, say, at 6:30, I'll get up at 4:30 and go to the gym and just run for a while, because I always do a better job at my job if I have run beforehand. And Brian will almost always be there at 5:30 in the morning too, and he literally gets on a bicycle, like an exercise bike, and just plays Battlegrounds for the entire time, Hearthstone Battlegrounds. I mean, it plays a lot. And I not only have not streamed Battlegrounds, I think I have to chuck it. Okay. This keeps bolder than the other one, but whatever. So not only have I never really played, I'm the fucking best player here. Not only have I not played it on stream, I haven't even played it off stream. I haven't even touched it. So, I would say maybe I should get on that at some point, but I already have a lot of other things that I've played and done and stuff. And I don't know. I just kind of have on it. So that's my story. My name is Sean, and these are my stories. Don't know worse. If you plenty of new Stardew Valley update off stream, it's real fun. I have not, baby. I have not. I took 3 weeks off for Christmas and kind of just sat there and was just like, yeah, I'll block it. I don't give a damn. Alright. In case any of you were unaware of this, I am the best player here. I think preserving health is more important than reducing health. And then when I came back, I just kind of went back into the usual swing of things. And coming up, we have obviously the Kaldheim launch is next week, which I am vibrating with excitement about. Cannot wait for that. So I have to show you how many cards? 2? Card view when Tuesday. Tuesday. Tap an untapped rogue you control. Gains Death Touch. So I do this, yeah. That's fine. Oh my god. My mites. My might of Marassus. I'll play the one that grows over time. I actually think this card sucks now. I'm getting rid of this in Zendikar, man. I hate this. This has, like, ruined me a couple times in a row. There's more choices. Ignore if it's not something you're comfortable talking about. What was the big stress for the past 2 years? There's been a couple of private things, but, you know, big one was Ink Control's death. That one really messed with me. Like, I feel, oh my god, this guy, oh no. Like, I still, you know, have sadness about it, but I mean, it like, messed with me for a while. Also because, like, there are the usual things that someone will do when they're going through something that is... Alright, it's no land o'clock. There's usual things that someone will go through when they are, experiencing emotional stressors. Things such as being slightly less focused. Like, if you're writing emails at work and you're coping with something, sometimes you stop and you're like, oh, I have some feelings about that, oh. And after 2 minutes, you collect yourself and then you kind of try to keep plowing forward and stuff like this. When you're a streamer, you literally cannot do this. Oh my god, Salivox has completely and utterly annihilated us, man. I guess we'll block the big one. And I found that really hard to have, like, real stress and existential stress and stuff like that. And then I was like, hey, everyone, let's fucking play. Let's play Iron Harvest. It's an RTS game. That, and, like, my heart's just boom, boom, boom. Like, oh, fuck. Alright, let's play the baby one. But yeah. Yeah, but a number of other just life stresses. If you'll permit me to be so vague. And, you know, it's kind of funny because, you know, I like having my little personal projects to do. Okay, shit. This is the one that we need to kill. You know, I'm going to swing for the fences here. Okay. This is really the pickler here. Anyways, I have a lot of personal projects and things that I like to do outside of streaming. And I mean, for maybe like 10 months, 11, 12 months of that period of time, I did none of it, like, at all. Because I found that the amount of emotional decompression that I needed to do. Alright, well, I mean, this is not the best attack from Villain. This was a free swing, huh? I found the amount of emotional decompression / emotional amp up I needed to be able to go live and to do my job was I just needed, like, my full focus on that. Well, you didn't do much, did you bastard? Alright, so we still got some good amount of turns left in us. Oh, that's right. They needed an untapped road for the Shadow Stinger. Nice. And then the pandemic started, and I found that a little challenging. Okay. I don't need any more non-doers. So we need to do something quite substantial in the next 7 turns, right? Because we get 7 more. Absolutely. I'll just double block here. This is not a good attack. Kazuki says, where does calling your opponent villain come from? It comes from poker, where they're, in poker, imagine how you would do analysis in poker, where if I shared with you a hand, maybe not of me, but of someone else playing, we would see what their 2 cards are, and we would see none of the other person's cards. So, like, if you and me were, say, looking at Dan Plantain, or Fan of Mary's in chat, if we're looking at their whole cards, you would describe the person whose perspective you're looking from hero, and the other person, villain. I believe I do this pre-combat. Wow, are we gonna get there? So here's what I want to look at. If I swung like this, what would happen? We have a blocker for this. We have a double block for this. We have a double block for this, right? And I mean, I think I need to rush to do this because I think we're in a huge fucking hurry. My opponent's at 27 in a deck that has life gain, so I think I need to really begin to do the Hulk smashing, huh? So again, the idea of I have the perspective and the opponent does, and I am against someone whose perspective I don't have. That's the idea of hero-villain. As compared to something like StarCraft, where I can see both players' perspective in a replay, so I'd say Zerg or Protoss. Or if you're watching chess or Go, they refer to it as, you know, black and white pieces. Can I decline? Oh, thank God. Oh, and they shuffle afterwards? Well, fuck. Alright, so if I swung with almost everything that I could swing with. Again, I really need to kind of hurry up. If I swing like this, again, I have a double block here. I guess I can do a double block here. I can trade here. I can eat this. Yeah, that's right. Okay. That's where it comes from. Practice tic-tacs. That's fine. Awesome. Terrific. This exchange is good. This kind of gives clarity as to what I'm going to be doing on my subsequent turns. Which is Hulk Smash. So let's see. We don't have that many more combat steps. But there's my opponent's at 14. So we're going to do 8 plus 6 plus 4 damage. Assuming one block or a turn. So we might be able to win in the air with just these. By the way, is Oh Goddamn Odysseus still hanging out here? Oh Goddamn Odysseus had a question about StarCraft a little while ago, which I'd be happy to talk about, but, you know, this is a very challenging game for me. And nothing. Attended Healer is... whenever you gain life, create a 1/1 white cat creature token. Oh, that's a challenging one. So I think if I swing with this, are there double blocks that villain could do here? I think I swing with not the Tajuru Paragon. Think like this. Okay, and then I can instant speed kick. That's fine. This, playing the land here, suggests that I don't have anything, that I could likely have 2 lands in the hand. But, Odysseus, I'll talk to you in a moment. Assuming you're still here. Alright. Salivox is on the timer, man. I'm here, thanks, bro. I'm a bro, you know that? I'm one of the toughest bros there is, my bro. My broness is absolutely unbelievable. Bruh. Bro. Oh, for breakfast we cooked hella bacon, bro. Bruh. So if I can get favorable trades, I'll Spell Shield. If just the Shepherd of Heroes swings, I will permit it because if Villain spends all the mana to heal up. Okay. So this would only be able to give one thing lifelink, so we will be swinging in with 6 of them. 5 of them get through. It's close. What have we here? Okay. So okay. Okay. This appears... This is fine. This is it. This is what I have. And I believe I still have a Skyclave Sentinel. Nope, they're both there. So what Salavox can do is give 2 things lifelink to gain a total of 6 life and go to 10. And then I have 12 swinging back in the air. So depending upon what Salavox does, we're in good shape. So I think that we have... No, there's our Royal Mage. Oh, did we really navigate through this pickle? This would be something else. I think the Squid is still in my deck. Yeah. Of course. Ooh, that's a mistake. Ooh, that shows me exactly what you're thinking. Okay. Alright, well this permits us to win, right? So, here's the thing. We want to kill this Attended Healer. We want to kill the big one. And then we want to leave all the flappers alive. Right? Now, right now, this is 1, 2, 3, 4 damage. But this will be living, so we're not actually that concerned about a swing back. And I think I want things in the air to live, because I could actually have this block here and this trade like this. I'm going to switch my blocks like this, in case there's a way to get +1/+1. I think I like my original blocks better. Guess my opponent would need 2 combat tricks. No, let's do like this. One cat arrives. Well, YOLO. That was a move. Hey, Cece, come here. Hey, I just won. Oh, you're tired, huh? Oh, I love my dog. Oh, that game was sick. So Odysseus. Brodicius. Was asking about just getting StarCraft. What's a good way to get into it? What are good streams or things to get into? Here's what I would recommend, my bro. I would recommend first playing the campaign, playing co-op Commander, playing 2v2, 3v3, 4v4, some fun modes. Why? Just to kind of get used to what it feels like to play the game. Get your hands a little bit more comfortable, and to just have some fun. Let's not forget we play games to have fun, you know what I'm saying? Oh, hi, sweetie pie. We're going on a walk, how exciting. Alright, we have another green. Corbin, it's green. And then this will give you a little bit of comfort playing, and I would really encourage you to find some joy and find some pleasure in playing the non-1v1. The reason I say get some pleasure playing the non-1v1 is... Bro. 1v1 is very intimidating and very daunting for a couple of reasons. Controls, you need to be good at the controls in StarCraft to feel like you're actually getting to play the game. Second thing, you really kind of need to have a good sense of the model of what players do. Like, Zerg does not have good air-to-ground harassment for a while. They just don't. They do not have it. You need a good amount of Mutalisks before you can actually do a lot of threatening stuff with them, compared to a single Oracle for Protoss, for instance. I'm suggesting the casual modes to overcome the control thing. The second one, the model of the game, who can do what, when, where, and why. Just watch GSL, watch some streams, and if you're trying to learn, one of the best ways to learn in a strategy game is to say out loud, here's what I think is coming in the short term, mid-term, and long term. Or if you want to simplify it, here's what I think is going to happen in the short term, here's what I think is going to happen in the mid-term, and then don't even worry about the long term. Holy shit, they're all forests. Zoinks. Wow. Incredible. This can swing, this can't. So, with that in mind, just watch GSL and go, okay, based upon what I'm seeing, I think that the opponent cannot be going Mutalisk because they delayed getting their gas. And they get Roaches. This is a good way to start to build up an intuition. And then I would start playing some 1v1s. Wow, D-Boy's got the deck, huh? Shit. Nah, I'll just take 7. How much mana do I have? So I think this is the play. I'm going to play the Merfolk Falconer. And then I have the Might of Marasa up. This is a 10-10. But if, say, the Dauntless Survivors, the Squid, the Scythe Cat, if I can pick off any of this shit, this will become smaller. Holy crap. This deck, this is a god deck. Because everything that comes into the battlefield is a land. Okay. Okay, so I can definitely pick off two things. So this is secretly a 10-10, but this will be a 9-9, huh? So what I should do is I should Might of Marasa. $11-11. This is 9-11. Okay. That's what I got. This is what I think I can do. No, no. So this is an 11-11. Oh yeah, this has trample. Fucking trample! Ah! I've only myself to blame. I've only myself to blame. Alright, that's fine. Oh yeah, I remember what I was gonna do. I was gonna get rid of this dumbness of Zendikar. Get thee gone. Reveal the top 5 cards. I'm just gonna get the Baloth. Ross says, that's not true, you could blame chat too. Well, here's the thing about a streamer blaming chat. I am choosing to look at the chat window. So it's not like you can be loud. It's not like you're making firecrackers go off in my ear and push me. I feel increasingly confident about this game just looking at it. Where did my little fiddly pen go? Oh, yes, keeps it. Cadence SC says boo, to which I say, gasp, oh me, oh my. This is important to play now. I think I do need on turn 4 a pair of Drakes as opposed to delaying and getting one Drake on turn 4. Oh, that's music to my ears. I think I do need to play the Skyclave Sentinel first, depending upon what Dariobert does. Nothing? Great. Not playing the Skyclave Sentinel. Waiting. Greed is good. I mean, honestly, Roost of Drakes into Might of Marasa is, like, disgusting. And this little guy is just not gonna go the distance. Nah. It's a Lagak. Well, being at 14, I mean, this is actually incroyable. Double block this or so. Alders on the Wall says, do you collect anything and or have a collection of something? I have some Sega Saturn stuff. If I ever get filthy rich, Where I define filthy rich as having a house and not needing to worry about rent because I own the house. That's filthy rich to me. If I ever become filthy rich, I want to build a Sega Saturn collection. Because Sega Saturn is, like, the most meaningful thing to me. Alright. Yeah, clickety-clack. I used to have an energy drink collection because I was really fascinated by energy drinks. Well, who is it? Hi, Cece. Hey, do you want to come here? Do you want some scritches? Or do you just want to pine for Mom? I'm on dog duty till 4. Oh, look at this. Isn't this nice? By the way, this battlefield is, as it turns out, the back of this crab. You can see, there we are up there playing. Get in there. This game seems unlosable, does it not? It seems unlosable, does it not? Dawn of Wars 7 just wanted to say we did this workshop today at work where we talked about things that meant a lot to us that were uncommon. I had you sign a poster 11 years ago at PAX East, still framed in my living room. Oh my god, that is so awesome. Fuck yeah. God. It's kind of funny as I get older, as I grow and become a crinklier bastard, I just find that things like that are really what hold the deep meaning to me. And not actually things like professional success or object ownership or any of that stuff. Cece, come here. Come here, darling. Come on. Come here. Come on. Come here. Cece, come here. Come on. Oh, she is not coming here or coming on at all. She has no interest in this, even a little bit. Yeah, you know, I'm gonna swingo dingo like this. I know you miss Mom, but why don't you come here, my little sausage? Come here, look, I have some pats for you. Oh my god, come here, sweetheart. Come here, little doggy. Oh god, and this is funny how often I hear people say that, and yet how little it is reflected in our culture. Well, I mean, my perspective on that particular little bit is that there is this entire system that is built around you need to get as much money as humanly possible. And so you feel that squeeze coming from all sides. So it feels like, well, I don't want to have to try to make a bunch of money and stick it in the bank. Gyarados says, why not attack with the crab? Because I don't think we could have won that turn specifically. So why apply any risk to myself when I appear to have a guaranteed lock? I may as well just have one more turn. Yeah, I mean, like, it's one of those, like, yeah, you may not want $100 million to buy a yacht, you know, or anything like that. You may just want to hang out. Hang out with your dog and your wife and watch television and scritch your kits. You know, that might be all you really want to do. But it feels like you have to squirrel money away in a bank because, like, what if later on down the road you need it? I'm feeling a little cynical about the whole economy as of late, largely due to rent prices, because I moved to California. Well, technically I moved to California in 2004 to go to college, but then in 2008 I went to grad school at USC where I did have to get my own apartment. And just seeing the rent prices just climb, 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 climb. And it seemed as though the clearly discernible reason was if more money was in the area, then by God, those landlords are just going to keep charging more for it. This doesn't seem good. This seems very, very good. And you know, I would like to share a story. I'd like to share a story of Monopoly. Okay, here we go. Okay, here we go. Once upon a time, there was a woman who wanted to show how bad capitalism was, so she made a game called Monopoly. And the purpose of her creation was to showcase all the problems that occurred. Is there a flash weapon? Wonderful. The purpose was to show how degenerate capitalism could be. Things like, if I took out another player, I got all of what they had, which meant the other two players in the game were screwed. This was her goal. And what she found is that when she put this game in front of people, they got really excited. They loved it. They found playing amazing. Because again, there's a weird little thing in your brain. And you can look this up, Skinner box. There's a weird little thing that is when you have, like, chance at success, but not guaranteed success, but a chance. Oh my god, it just suddenly sends you into this frenzy. Oh my god, there's so many things that I want to try to do. Oops, like this. And then like this. And Monopoly, again, has a lot of chance-based actions, has a lot of just, like, unfair, ridiculous sort of elements in it. And, I don't remember the exact process that happened, but basically she showed this to some people again to try to show that capitalism was bad, and then somehow it got turned into a board game called Monopoly that was a huge fucking hit. I don't remember if it's like she sold the rights to Milton Bradley or if they just, like, took it, which would be sort of hilariously ironic. But anyways. And the funny thing is, Euro games exploded in the last 15, 20 years or so. Euro games being styles of games more in the vein of Settlers of Catan and less in the vein of Monopoly. And if you go to Board Game Geek or hang out with and speak to anyone who is into more modern board games, what you'll find is that Monopoly is widely derided as a terrible, 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 terrible game. It's like a thing that felt good initially, that in the long run turned out not to be very fun or very good. And I feel a little bit like that with things like how rent prices in California have been, like, spiraling out of control, right? There's a thing that, like, initially you kind of go, oh, okay. Alright, well, I guess, like, you know, if the cost of living is going up a little bit, that means that rent goes up a little bit and all this sort of stuff. And I've been thinking about this because of how much in our local area in Los Angeles there is significant numbers of people that are just missing rent and haven't paid rent in, like, the whole pandemic. Los Angeles has a lot of gig workers. I think we accept the 5 from here, and we double block this Spitfire Lagak. We'll lose the Jiraga Visionary. And if I wanted one more from here... Well, we don't really have one. Maybe I should play the Merfolk Falconer. I'm not sure. Yeah, there's a lot of gig workers, you know, who do various gig things, maybe trying to work in entertainment or literally working in entertainment, things like this. And I don't know. So anyways. Okay, down to 6, pick up sticks. No land in the hand because we would have had the Prowling Felidar and Spitfire Lagax zap us beforehand. Fisher Wizard. think I have to do this. Because I want to take out the Prowling Felidar, and we're hopeful that there's no land. Bladeals, there's a lot of cynicism for the most cheerful and optimistic stream on Twitch. Alright, it's gonna start being chump o'clock over here. Playing both of these, because this is an opportunity for us to take out the Prowling Felidar, unless there be a land. Okay. I think if the Prowling Felidar attacks, I don't block. Really? Oh my god! I'm the luckiest boy in the world. Return a kicker card from the hand, huh? Well, I guess it's just the Tazim Royal Mage, huh? Alright, let's scry Gnarlid Colony. That'll do. Still can't kill it. Thing that does less damage is what we want to do. Okay, we can actually handle that. Now we can double block this. If there's a land, we can literally... Ooh. Damn it. Crappity, 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 crud. He shot us in the face with thud. No. Why is happiness on the right? Why is unhappiness the default action? I feel like someone swappied those. Damn.